This is the limited championship at SorceryCon 2026, day 1. This is game 3. I was not able to record game 2 of this event because my opponent declined to do the video, and like the person neighboring me on the table didn't want to deal with the tripod next to them, and that's always fine. Like, I will always ask before recording games, and it is totally valid to not want to be on camera. I mean, I'm on camera a lot in the games that I post, and I don't even like being on camera. So my opponent at the top of the screen is Kari from the Chicago area, and then I'm at the bottom playing a Avatar of Air. Getting out those first 2 sites, I was hoping to be able to ramp something with the Den of Evil, but I think in my hand, like, the opportunity just did not present itself, so I had to play it kind of as a dead site on turn 2. Kari, it looks like she's playing like a water sorcerer deck. There were a couple water sorcerer decks floating around out there at the event that seemed to be a popular sub build in the meta, at least at this time. My turn 3 here, playing out a Gothic Tower, ramping for 4 mana and playing an Avenging Angel. So unfortunately, can't take advantage of the additional keywords, lethal and charge, because a minion didn't die on the previous turn. But I didn't want to get too far behind tempo, so I wanted to get something played out quickly here. See River Rapids coming down, and my fear when playing a water deck. Against the water deck is constantly just like being out tempoed, and then kind of getting to the mid game and having them be in total control, which I think is what water really excels at this point with the Gothic expansion out. Playing a Nelly. Originally, she played it. She was thinking about playing it forward, then decided to play it back on her home site in a more defensive position, but still in a position here to snag me on my home site. One of the great things about playing Avatar of Air is that it is an ultra mobility avatar. So you have a ton of movement freedom when you're playing it, either to move your own avatar or to move your minion unit pieces on the board with it. I'm going to tap to play out another Den of Evil. And then I'm just double checking Nelly. I couldn't remember if it was like the projectile hits a unit, drags a unit, or if it was like minion only. And it is a unit. So I'm choosing to move to the side with my Avenging Angel, playing a Renatus Trueblood with the discount from Den of Evil, and then using my avatar's ability to fly from an air site out of harm's way to get it out of range of a projectile strike from Nelly. So that buys me at least 1 turn here. Even if they were to somehow play a site out adjacent to their home site, that column is not open since neither of us have played sites to that column yet. So the projectile can't get to me. Unless there were some serious movement shenanigans going on here. 4 mana for an Omphalos. And then end phase, Omphalos draws a card, and passing turn. So Nellie's still in a position that's going to dictate like where I can move here. I have to be careful just because the Maelstrom is in play and it allows her to pull Nellie centrally. I'm gonna play another Lone Tower, which ramps me again to 6 mana in my mana pool for the turn. I'm using the Avatar of Air to fly the Ratna's Trueblood up to my central Den of Evil. 1 mana for a Torsehammer Trinket, and then 5 mana for a Whirling Blades. So the Whirling Blades are going to allow it to take 2 steps forward and strike everything along its path. So it's going to strike for 5 on the Avatar, it's going to strike for 5 on Nellie and kill it. And then since Renata's Trueblood is still untapped, I will then tap to attack the site for another 5 points of damage. So that's 10 points coming in on this turn. That was a huge swing with Whirling Blades. That's always what you want. What you want to get out of a Whirling Blades when you play it. You want to do a ton of damage, and you want to like remove like threats on the board with it. Passing turn, Torsehammer will bounce back to me. Card tapping for a Babbling Brook. Babbling Brook, that's actually a really good placement for her because it disables everything nearby. So like it's a tempo play. It would buy her a turn where I can't really use the Avenging Angel or the Renata's Trueblood. But she's opting to just like remove that threat, remove the Renata's Trueblood threat immediately by playing a Polymorph and turning it into a frog. She's double checking the card that is under the Omphalos. I think she still has 3 mana left. But she's going to pass turn, so she doesn't have a play. I'm going to draw another card for the Omphalos. So I'm going to begin my turn here. The Avenging Angel untaps, but it is disabled. And I drew a spell for turn, I think. I'm pretty set with mana at this point. I've been able to ramp on multiple turns, which has been fortunate. And then I have 5 sites in play now. So the way that I've built my Avatar of Air deck, I'm really kind of hoping to grab those ramp sites, grab the towers and the Den of Evil. I think I'm playing 4 Den of Evil and 3 towers, so 7 out of 30 Atlas cards allow me to ramp. And then ideally, I want the ability to ramp early and get things out, like a 3 power on turn 2 or a vampire on turn 4, or even like I think a Legion of Gaul I have in here on my top end. Again, would be a good turn 4 play. On a ramp. And I think like in this iteration of the deck that I took to SorceryCon, I also adjusted it and put into Lord of Fear, just because I wanted a higher power minion on the top end to take advantage of things like Whirling Blades. 4 mana for a Bane of Adventus. So Genesis is not going to have an effect, but it is just going to be a 4 power undead. The placement on that was I don't know if the placement on that was strictly necessary. I probably could have just left myself on the back row on the back row Den of Evil, not move my Avatar, maybe play the Bane of Adventus there. That might have been a more defensive position. and then I'm not giving up too much in terms of kind of my attack lines with the Bane on next turn if it survives. So I'm able to like to push it, fly it with the Avatar of Air ability, and then attack in and threaten like any of those sites on her forward row. Ping 4 for a failed mutation cast from the Omphalos, so it has to be cast on that site. I think that's 2 mana left in her mana pool. But passing turn. And I think she should have drawn a card for the Omphalos, but I don't know if she might have forgotten on that turn, and I didn't catch it. The failed mutation is a good card, but I think the problem is that she forgot that I had already like shown her that I had a Torse Hammer trinket. And the Avatar of Air is tricky. Like sometimes you just forget that it can like shoot things forward, and you have like a greater reach with your minions than it looks like on the board state. So I was able to like Torse Hammer in, attack, kill the failed mutation without sacrificing my piece. Then playing a Willing Tribute to untap and attack the site, the River Rapids, for 5 points of damage. Moving up, attacking with the Avenging Angel for 3 as well. That'll take her to 2. I was really hoping to be able to take her to door on this turn, but I just like I didn't have it. I didn't have it. Even if I flew my Avatar up and attacked, that would be like 1 more point. But I had to use the Avatar's ability to fly the Bane already. And I just passed turn. Non-optimal turn pass there. I forgot to do to make use of my Avatar. I probably should have like either moved to the back row Den of Evil or tap to draw a site. Kari playing a Vatten Draconis, which is a great play, using the Maelstrom to pull everything forward. At end of turn, it will submerge everything there, which is going to kill my stuff. I knew that was a risk. When I moved up to attack her sites, and that's why I was double checking that when I attacked on, I was on top of a river rapid in addition to being connected to a maelstrom. But there wasn't a lot I could do to prevent that. Other than maybe like, I mean, if I had gotten the position to attack a site forward and gotten my Avatar of Air forward, I could have shot them forward a little bit further and put them on the back row. But a good play, definitely a good play there from Kari to clear the board. And I think this is a bit of a mistake, but at end of turn, Vatten I think submerges everything there, which includes itself. So the dragon should be submerged under the maelstrom as well. And I'm taking a step forward here. And I called it out earlier, but I essentially I made a mistake. I meant to grab the Avenging Angel, which would have charge, because she submerged all my minions on the previous turn. They died, and do this same play, but with the Avenging Angel. But I think what ended up happening was like I accidentally grabbed the Tooth Fairy out of my hand instead. And just rolled with that, and neither of us caught that during this game. unfortunately. I don't think that it exactly affects the outcome of the game, but it is an illegal play, and I do want to call that out. And it was an honest mistake. Like I had the Avenging Angel in my hand, and that was the attack line I was thinking about doing. And then I just, for whatever reason, I grabbed the wrong card when I went to actually execute the play. Kari attacking in with Batten for 6 points of damage. Again, I think it should have been submerged. So, like as a tempo situation, like she would have needed to spend a movement getting it to the surface. I don't know if Maelstrom allows it to surface units as part of its pull at the beginning of turn. I'll have to look that up. But that attack would have worked if that's the case as well. Drawing a spell for turn, and it looks like she played a Pied Piper from the Omphalos. Originally, I was concerned that Pied Piper was going to take control of Tooth Fairy, but it only takes control of things that are minions that are 1 power. Kari's on door, and I just need a way to deal a death blow here. I don't think I have a kill spell in hand currently. So I'm just trying to get myself in a position that will allow me to get closer to cornering her avatar. I'm moving the frog submerged under a tint gel on the back row there, and then I'm flying the Tooth Fairy, which was I think tactically a mistake. I should have just moved the Tooth Fairy to tint gel as well. The Tooth Fairies have Airborne, so she can't really interact with the card with the minions she has on the board at the moment. But she could have stepped back, or she can step back onto the Maelstrom site with Vatten, and at end of turn submerge. And so that was just like, it was a weak play because it was a weak positional play on my part, because like it could just the Tooth Fairies aren't really threatening anything there. Like they could just be drowned with what is on the table right now. I don't have a kill spell in hand, but I'm gonna play like that Black Mass, like you just saw, and fish out 3 undead minions. Another key component to this Avatar of Air deck that I took to this event was that I retooled it to be like evil heavy. So I think it's running up to like maybe 18 evil minions at this point. So I can do things like run Black Mass and make use of the Den of Evils. Playing on another tower. So tower ramps for another 1 point of mana, which leaves me with it left me with a 7 mana total for the turn. I spent 4 to play the Black Mass, and then 3 to cast the Night Gaunts into that void square in the corner to threaten to attack in to the Sorcerer. Kari choosing not to run with the Sorcerer, instead tapping to draw a spell. Pushing in more damage with Vatten, so another 6 points will take me to 8. So being very aggressive in her plays here instead of defensive. And again, using Riptides to pull the Tooth Fairies back a site, draw a card. Probably more importantly, they're drawing a card to give her some more options. Again, being very aggressive, choosing not to use, not to keep the Pied Piper up as a defender, and instead attacking in for another 2 points of damage. Double checking mana there. She should have 7 mana, so there was 5 mana left in her pool. 5 for a Lacuna entity. She's, I think, setting that up as a blocker, and then passing turn. Drawing a spell for turn, and I think I have what I need at this point. So I fly my avatar up, and then just grapple shot straight to the sorcerer for the last point of damage. So a super fun game. Little embarrassing that I made that illegal misplay with the Tooth Fairy. But I mean, the attack line was more or less the same. Like I had the Avenging Angel in hand, and I meant to play that, and for whatever reason I switched that out of my mind at the last minute. But yeah, a super fun game. Just a really friendly player, and we had like a little fun chatting here at the end of the game, which is the best part of going to these large conventions and events. Just getting to meet everybody. And talk to them about what you love most about the game. So that was game 3 of this limited series, and we will move on to round 4 next.